Fred wanted to begin to start building interest by finding people who weren't going to church and going door to door and finding out kind of why people did or didn't go to church in the Northland.
My husband had a friend who wrote us a card and said, I found this awesome new church. And the way he had found out about this new church was he was visiting his brother over near 72nd Street, and Fred came knocking at the door and saying, I'm starting this new church.
When we started actually having kinship or small groups, we would have these interest meetings in little clubhouses, like let's say the Coves. We'd have a meeting at the Coves Clubhouse. Eventually, we got to a place. We had the Sunday night meeting in another church that didn't have a Sunday night service, and they said, "You guys can use our facility." I was the youth pastor. We had 2 youth.
We had a little stage, and we even had some rooms in the back for some Sunday school. And I taught some of the little kids then, and it was really neat.
We decided it was time to start meeting on Sunday mornings, and that transition was a little bit scary because we only had about 40 people or so coming consistently, and I think when we looked at what we needed, we're like, well, we need a bigger facility. We need something that's not really like a church. We want something different. So we found a school, and Lakeview Middle School agreed to let us meet there, and we planned this out and decided we're going to pull off Sunday mornings with these 40 people.
And the guys would come and set it up every Sunday and take it down. We would have Sunday school classes back in the classrooms, and boy, we had to make sure it was so clean because we wanted to keep our reputation. We would clean the bathroom, and every little part had to be just so.
We didn't have a computer at the time. We had 2 slide projectors, and so I had to have 2 people because we didn't have enough money to get a remote control that ran both of them at the same time. We had to have 2 people click next on the slides, and so that would go like click up there, and they had all the words up there. And then if you were leading worship and you decided to skip a song, they had to go click, 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 and so it would flash through the songs until it got to the right one. And
we saw a lot of changes within the youth ministry. We started out Lakeview Middle School, which is in the Park Hill School District, and from Lakeview we went to the Cruise Holidays. They actually had an office space available, and it was empty, and we'd go there every single Sunday and set up and tear down and all that good stuff. And we stayed there for probably about a year.
And then through prayer and fasting and a lot of meetings, we bought this property and built our first big Vineyard church building of our own. And it was so awesome. Everybody came and helped. I remember Janet and Shirley even laying tiles out in the front. I came and cleaned windows and doors, and we all worked and helped with it.
The building was brand new. It was just the original auditorium. So the youth actually met in the back behind the building in a tent. This was all seasons, rain or shine. It really didn't matter. We were all just out there. I mean, if you can imagine, we had our heater whenever it was cold, and we sat on hay bales, and there was just barely enough room for our drums and our worship band on stage, and then the 20 or 25 kids that would actively go.
And then after a little while, we had added the children's wing, then we added the youth wing, and then now, last Christmas, we've added this whole new auditorium.
Even though we've changed the way we do things, even though we've changed where we do things, even though we've changed how big we do things because we've got a lot more people now, it's never changed that we want to try to give an opportunity for those people to connect with the Lord that are not connected.